Welcome to BISP Solution. Our today's topic of learning under financial consolidation process is sale of non-current assets. It is quite common that a subsidiary sold its non-current asset to parent and vice versa, and a parent may also sold its assets to its subsidiary. The sale can be happen at cost or at some gain or loss. Such transaction is termed as sale of non-current assets. That is the selling and purchase of assets by subsidiary and its parent and vice versa. They are commonly known as sale of non-current asset. Such transactions are required for long-term need of business, maybe for some long-term purpose to meet certain requirement or to meet certain requirement of both the entity of subsidiary and a parent. So they may enter into such transactions. Gain or loss included in it to be eliminated in consolidation. If any gain or loss is arrived or is happen, they have to be it has to be eliminated in consolidation because the intergroup profit is not allowed in consolidation. Asset sold is shown at its original cost and not at the cost it was purchased or sold. Therefore, the assets purchase is shown at its original cost and not at the cost, which we will see in our Excel example. Gain or loss arising out the sale of asset to be adjusted through retained earning of group. The sale or gain which has arrived, which we have to eliminate, we have to adjust through the retained earning while consolidation. And they are shown under balance sheet and adjusted for depreciation or amortization if any is there. The non-current asset is basically the long-term assets which are not current, which are generally plant machinery, which uh, um, which are used by an organization for a period of more than 1 year or generally more than 2 year, 3 year or 4 years. So we will go to our Excel example. So these are the figures. Micro Limited is the parent or purchaser and Mini Limited is the subsidiary. And date of acquisition is 1st January 2020. Purchased 80% shares. So that is Micro Limited holds 80% shares of Mini Limited. And Mini Limited sold equipment to Micro for 5,000 while carrying value of it in books is 4,000. That is there is a profit of 1,000 which we will calculate here. Non-controlling fair value of non-controlling interest is 10,000. So we will first quickly go by the rule. Inventories, we will add trade receivable, cash and bank balance. Equipment, we will need the working because they are sold by Mini Limited to Micro Limited. And investment, we will ignore this amount in our consolidation. Goodwill, we will be doing the working. Share capital, only the parents share capital will appear here. Retain earning, working, non-controlling interest also working, and trade payable we will simply add these two figures, 33,000. So calculation of goodwill. So what is the payment amount? Investment amount is 50,000. Now, and non-controlling interest at acquisition, which is given here, we have written here 10,000. Let's share capital of Mini Limited, that is subsidiary, 25,000. Less pre-acquisition retain earning. We have given the retain earning, which is pre-acquisition, prior to acquisition, 12,000. So it will be reduced from goodwill amount for calculation of goodwill purpose. So 23,000 will be our goodwill. There is no increase in goodwill value or some impairment or something like that. So we will ignore this figure and take 23,000 as our goodwill. Now we will calculate the gain on asset selling. The book value of asset is given. That is a selling value. Sorry, this will come book value of, no, that is not the book value. This is the selling value, selling amount. Selling amount of equipment is 5,000, while the actual carrying value, book value is 4,000. So there is a gain of 1,000 because the book value is 4,000 and they have sold it at 5,000. So this gain will be adjusted from retained earning, and this amount will also be deducted from the equipment value. So the equipment value shown in mini limited is 7,000. So the gain is reduced from here. That is, this is the figure which we have reduced from here. So it comes to 6,000. So this will be the equipment cost which will be appear in our consolidated business statement. So 10,000 plus 6,000. So the equipment value will come here as 16,000. So and the routine earning, retain earning, the routine calculation which we usually do. So the parent's retain earning is 25,000, and the group share, that is the post acquisition profit, is 5,000, out of which we will get, the mini limited will get 80% share. So 4,000. Any increase, decrease goodwill, so there is no question of it. And the loss, the gain which we have earned, which we will reduce it from our profit. So it comes to 28,000, and it will come as our retain earning 28,000. And non-controlling interest, non-controlling interest at acquisition is given here is 10,000. Fair value is given, or we can write it here, fair value, fair value of NCI. We can put here, if fair value is given, we will consider fair value. If fair value is not given, then we will take non-controlling interest share of share capital of mini limited, 10,000, and the post retain earning will be 5,000 into non-controlling share at the rate of 20%. So it comes to 11,000, which we will put in our non-controlling interest side. So it makes our balance sheet balance 1,42,000, 1,42,000. What we have done, we have reduced the profit element from the selling, from the selling, and the equipment cost is shown at its original value, 16,000. And others are our routine earning, which we usually do while in the process of consolidation, goodwill, retained earning, and non-controlling interest. Hope you find our session on the sale of non-current asset as useful. Thank you.